Ladies and Gentlemen, let the games begin. Erste Session des European Dance Grand Prix 2019. Und natürlich begrüßen wir auch die Zuschauer im PDC Livestream, denn wir senden an diesem Wochenende live hier aus dem Glaspalast. Freuen uns auf den einzigen kroatischen Starter, der lebt seit vielen Jahren in der Nähe von Salzburg und feiert hier und heute sein Debüt auf der European Tour. Die Rede ist von Ljubic. Ljubic trifft auf einen der wenigen Spieler, die einen neuen Dart auf der European Tour werfen konnten. Er hat das 2012 geschafft, ist ein viermaliger WM-Teilnehmer und die aktuelle Nummer 59 der Welt. Der Smadger R.Smith. Best of 11 Legs wird an diesem ersten Turniertag gespielt. Wer 6 Legs gewinnt, zieht also in die zweite Runde ein. Und natürlich wollen wir auch den Caller herzlich willkommen heißen hier in Sindelfingen. The Voice, Prix.
The European Tour continues here at the Glaspalast in Sindelfingen. A 9th visit to this venue as Michael van Gerwen looks to win his 5th European Tour event of 2019 and a 4th on the spin. He'll join the action tomorrow. Before that, it's all about qualifiers as always on Friday. 32 of them in action across 2 sessions this afternoon and this evening. Some big matches, some big names in action as well. Steve Beaton against Stephen Bunting later on. Ryan Searle against Glenn Durham, which is effectively a second round tie, having the original opponent, James Wade, withdrawn from the tournament following last night's Premier League. But it all starts with a match between R.Smith and Ljubic, who made his way to the stage to a famous Bonnie Tyler song. Dan, do we need a Piro? Can he be a Piro this afternoon? Can he be a hero? Will he be strong? Will he be fast? Will he be larger than life? My co-commentator certainly is. Dan Dawson joins me all day, unfortunately.
Well, you can be my Piro.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Ross to throw first. Game on!
Here we go then. Friday afternoon on the Euro Tour. Fans as far as the eye can see if you're particularly badly afflicted by cataracts. But it will get livelier as the weekend goes on. And as you say, Murph, we've got some serious names. We've got a reigning major champion in Nathan Aspinall on the way this afternoon. We've got Christopher Tysky, a former world master. We've got Stephen Bunting and Steve Beaton, former world champions. Glenn Durrant, a world champion himself. It's not as if we're lacking in quality, but with the way that the system has been changed this year, there are opportunities for players who can basically come from absolutely nowhere. You've got 4 host nation qualifiers, none of which have tour cards. That'll be the same 5 actually this week.
100.
And the 2 associate member qualifiers, again, by definition, do not have tour cards. And that means we get to see Piro.
140.
Yeah, Piro turned 41 last week from Austria. Actually has a BDO world ranking down of 1,159.
That can't be that much higher than yours, though, can it?
85.
There's 200 of us. But yeah, he did attempt Q School at the start of this year, the European Q School, and got to the last 16
134
on one of the days with victories against players that we have seen on the Euro Tour. Robert Allenstein for one. And sometimes
you require 80
players that we don't know that much about can bring a surprise. R.Smith, though, has been playing decent stuff in the last year or so, and we'll be hoping to avoid being
55.
an early scalp.
Yeah, been very impressed with R.Smith since he's returned to the game after a year or two where he just lost interest, effectively. Look at this. Well, he's got various options where he can go from here.
Was it the
127.
arithmetic or was it the grip of the dart that was causing him a problem? Now we'll keep an eye on that because he did take an edge to finally let go of that last dart.
Second leg, Pero to throw
Needed
first.
just the first of the three in hand to take the first leg. I mentioned in the preamble to this tournament that James Wade has decided to withdraw from it, so that means that the match at the end of this evening between Ryan Serling and Glenn Durrant, the winner will receive a bye in the second round. A kind of bit of a silver lining for the unfortunate draw for each of those players.
Yes, true. I think Glenn Durrant will go into that as favourite, but Ryan Serling's been playing some really good stuff lately. Of all the first round ties that could receive a pass through to the final day of action, that looked a particularly worthy one.
Should mention too that Dave Chisnell, who was originally seeded 12th for this tournament, withdrew a few days ago. He was replaced in the seedings by Mervyn King. Everyone else bumped up. Mervyn King coming in as a 16th seed, so we could see another meeting between him and Michael van Gerwen. Mervyn turning out to be one of MVG's biggest rivals in 2019.
And this is a tournament, of course, here at the Glas Palast in Sindelfingen. The European Darts Grand Prix every year since 2014. Mervyn's won here, Michael van Gerwen won here a couple of times, Peter Wright and Kim Huybrechts is a roll call of Euro Tour legends, as Piero can't find the 54 to leave ball, even if he's gone for it, not sure.
It's a good leg though from Ljubic, who left himself 84 after a dozen darts, despite the score of 40.
138. You require 84.
Some pressure applied. And again, he's having a good old look around before attempting a finish. Well, it's pretty simple now, Piero.
Sean the stagger leg. Ljubic, third leg, rusted through first.
Well, a 14 darter suggests that this lad can play. I don't want to jump to conclusions. He's got a pretty handy dart shirt as well. Don't think he's he's just dabbling. Ross has enjoyed success on the Euro Tour already this year, having a couple of runs to the final days in the European Darts Open and the German Darts Grand Prix. Went out at this stage in Austria, but he's winning more games than he's losing on the European Tour.
92.
It all comes after his maiden run to a major quarter-final at the UK Open. He did play some excellent stuff.
Yeah, Ross beat
58.
Carl Wilkinson and Ryan Meikle to qualify for this tournament.
Ross will require 164.
Well, there's a break chance here for Piero if Ross doesn't take out the 164, which he hasn't.
96.
Having taken out 84 in the previous leg, 110 to steal a march.
$58. Well, she requires 68.
May only get one dot. Well, actually gets two. Needs them both. Need more.
66.
Real chance, this one.
He's only going to get one dart. And that's a double 16.
36.
He hasn't found it, but
Well, she requires 2.
of all the doubles on the board, double one is the least certain.
New score.
That is why.
Criminal miss from R.Smith. You can miss it, but you can't miss it there.
Tense early on, and it showed there the tension dragging the dart down.
Game
This
shown
time,
the third
Smith
leg.
does the business, a real opportunity.
Fourth leg.
Disappearing there for Ljubic.
Game on.
Well, Pero is based in Austria, but he's come through the Eastern European qualifier. I think he's got Croatian heritage.
Yeah, I think he's another one of these darts players with dual
124.
have one sat next to us in 20 minutes or so.
But we have seen, we've already seen this year a player from the Eastern European qualifiers go all the way to the final session. Karol Stodlarczyk, granted, a little bit of fortune against Ian White, but played some decent stuff. Oh, he's unfortunate there. And he's more than holding his own here against R.Smith.
Yeah, the stuff at the starter legs has been decent, hasn't it, from Ljubic, but just signs of nerves at the end of the last one when it came to the important points.
43. $100.
This is where he needs to stick in at $140. Or at least find one treble.
57.
He hasn't done, and I'd suggest now that he might find his own throw under threat. That's how quickly it can change.
Yeah.
76. Hero require 157.
Great dart. Superb stuff. Double top for a 157 combination.
Game
Oh,
shot on
what
the
a hero! Superb
Fifth leg,
stuff
Ross
for 2-2.
I did say he looked nervous, Dan.
Yeah, you did.
57.
First checkouts of 84 and 2 dots and a 157. Imagine how good he's going to be when he settles down.
Really was a shining moment to start off this afternoon's action.
$41.
Smith looking for one of his own.
140.
The Turtles are in town.
$99. $42.
Well, I can't help
One
but call it that
27.
one player is better than the other in this game so far, and it's not the guy who is fresh from his first major quarter-final in PDC darts. That's a great visit from R.Smith, though. Puts him back in control of the leg. If he'd just been smarter there, used to the bullseye in the 19, could have left him on finish.
Top.
Game shot the fifth leg.
And it's in. And Smith edges ahead again with
first. Game on.
6 classy darts at the back end of that leg, but he will now know, if he did not know before, he's got a game on his hands.
And it's not really... We've not got a situation here, say Karol Silacek against Ian White, where Ian White was missing dozens of darts at double. Literally, it was more than 30 darts Ian White missed double and lost that game. This is a case where Ljubic is going toe-to-toe with him here. He's been ahead in the averages. He's a point or so ahead in the averages at the minute. High 80 stuff. Oh, it's just dropped below. But it had been until that previous 6 darts. Ross is still hitting 50% of his doubles. It's not like he's having an absolute mare. He's just not playing his best, and Ljubic is able to match him at the moment. But maybe that little spurt, the 180, 82 out the back end of that leg from R.Smith, can spur him on to find those gears, which we know he has.
A lot to admire about the Ljubic throw. Very central, very little movement apart from the forearm. Have a look at it when he comes back to the hockey.
130.
Another Paul Nicholson, our co-commentator for the weekend, has been peering over our shoulders and analysing it. He likened it to that of Alain de Graaf.
I could see that. He's got a bit of a strange staccato follow through though, doesn't it? It sort of seems to follow and then suddenly stop.
Yeah, Smith here has put himself in pole position to be the first to move to clear.
100.
Having seen his opponent miss a clutch of darts to do just that earlier on.
Another one in there. Leaves double 18.
48.
Well, neither of those first darts are convincing, were they? And Ljubic has already taken out 84 and 157. If he adds 124 to it, we've got a level game again. Double 18 for ball. Came within a whisker.
92. Plus you require 18.
The dilemma. Double 9. Looks like a fantastic marker, but he has been unable to use it. And we should have a level game.
You require 32. Game shot the 6 leg.
Pretty solid stuff. And R.Smith is being posed some serious questions in the opening game of the European Darts Grand Prix. Not a bad team.
He knows that if he carries on, hold his throat, he will move in the next round and set up a meeting with Johnny Clayton, who has
96.
Lost in his first matches at the last couple of European Tour events, including last weekend in Graz, where he was defending his title.
Yeah, not been a great European campaign for him so far this year, the Ferret, but there has been some really good stuff from him elsewhere in the Pro Tour, which suggests any weekend now could see the Ferret go on a run.
Could he hang around to pass on the green jacket to Michael van Gerwen?
No, no. But he is here, the Ferret. Seen him.
140. Russia require 85.
Oh, for the best leg of the match. Not going to go on this visit.
35.
Well, pressure can be applied. Another treble would really amp it up.
100. Russia require 50. Game shot in the 7th leg. R.Smith.
Well, the encouraging thing for Ross
first. Game on.
is that he's pinned that double first start because there have been a couple of legs where he has messed around.
$43.
There has been too many visits like that. Perhaps from both players in this match.
48.
Which is why neither have been able to get away.
Look, Pira can obviously play. You can see that just from him being in action here.
58.
Where this rank in his, his level of performance, we don't know. It's the first time we've seen him on the European Tour. We know R.Smith has got more, but we also know that
39.
you will see these performances, sort of high 80s averages, semi-regularly from Ross. Sometimes he's good enough to win, and Pira will be thinking this is an opportunity because sometimes we've seen R.Smith go out there and average ton plus.
Well, look, 14 scores of a ton or more, Piro, and missed 4 darts at double, all of which came in that third leg where he could have broken the throw and taken advantage in the match.
Could be a very different match had we seen that happen.
140.
R.Smith is averaging mid-80s at the minute. On the Pro Tour, he's averaging more than 93. That puts him near the top 32 in the world. So this is a below-average performance from him. Admittedly, first on the Friday against an opponent you don't know in a venue you're not particularly used to.
Well, he's in contention to qualify for some of the big TV events and make debuts in some of them as well. We've only seen R.Smith in terms of PDT majors at the UK Open, the Players' Championship Finals and the World Championships.
Did he make the Grand Slam as well? I think he was there.
Oh, he did back in 2013 he made the Grand Slam as well, through a qualifier.
Yeah.
But yeah, the events that he's made are the ones with the largest quota of qualifiers.
Yeah, if you're making it to the Grand Prix and match play, then you're not doing that by having one good day in a qualifier somewhere. You're not doing that by fluking anything. You've had to earn that over months and months and months, either by getting in the top 16 in the world over 2 years or having a really, really good year. But that might be the fatal blow for Piro Ljubic, because we do have a break of throw for the first time in this game. R.Smith takes the opportunity. Now can he close it out?
Nice to hear the unmistakable voice of the voice. Not you, Dan. Russ Bray, returning to the European Tour. A man who's spending a lot of time outside Europe, doing various things on the Australian Pro Tour and the Asian Tour. I'm pretty sure that quite a few people will be pleased to see the return of our MC Elmar Polk as well after last weekend's shenanigans.
140.
No, we're going to the same amount of darts as last weekend, but with less weird singing.
I don't know, Paul Nicholson is joining us in the commentary box next.
Okay, I can't promise. I hope we deliver on that promise I've just made.
There is a song that we really should be singing to him.
Oh, the birthday one, yeah. Right.
He hits double top today, and R.Smith will maybe be hitting that double or double 16 to wrap up the match in a moment, but not before.
123.
Well, I thought we were going to see a match from Hero.
17 and tops. For the second time in a game, 180, 82 out. R.Smith, 6 darts of quality, came good in the end. 12 darter to seal it. And smudges through to the next round to face the ferret Johnny Clayton. We are off and running at the European Darts Grand Prix. Coming up next, don't adjust your sets. It's prime time. Matthew Edgar against James Richardson.
Der erste Sieger an diesem Freitag am ersten Turniertag hier von Sindelfingen mit einem 6:3. Also steht er in Runde 2, wird es morgen mit der Nummer 9 der Setzliste zu tun bekommen mit The Ferret Johnny Clayton. So, Applaus für Ljubic. Schöne Erfahrung für ihn, hier mit dabei zu sein. Das war sein Debüt hier auf der European Tour. Ross, congratulations. I mean, it's 1:30 and the job is done, you know? You're the winner and you will be playing tomorrow again. It's not too bad, huh?
No, it could be worse. I'm just happy with the win. To be fair, after last week, honestly, all week's played on my mind. I played so bad last week, and you know, I just wanted to get a win and put it right. And now I've won. I'm so happy. I'll be ready for tomorrow now. I'll be fine. Back to normal.
Oh, really? Is that difficult to get it out of your head?
Yeah. It wasn't about losing last week. It was nothing like it. It was about how I played, and how I played last week was just, to be fair, it was embarrassing. And I played Endo, and he didn't play too great, but lovely guy. But yeah, it was such a bad performance. It really has affected me this week, and I just wanted to win today. And now I've won, I'm happy.
Okay, Johnny Clayton is waiting. He's next one.
Yeah, good friend of mine, Johnny. He's a lovely guy in that, and great dart player. Obviously, he's a winner and things like that. So, but you know, you go up there and play the board, and I'll do the best I can, and you just got to get him there. I feel great now. Now I've got that win, I'm all right.
That's cool. Thank you very much. R.Smith, sagt, letzte Woche in Graz, hat so katastrophal gespielt.